Okay, it is Sunday, April 25th, the day before the dreaded day of coming back to school after vacation. So, first of all, this is AP statistics. And before I left, I said, this year, one of my big new initiatives is that I'm going to have some videos that will be good review videos leading up to the exam, which is on Tuesday, May 26th. So, like about a month away. So, today I'm going to begin. And I'm going to begin with an easy one, but what I think is a very valuable one is this calculator right here. The TI 84. And what I would like to do today is just to go over some of the key keys. That's kind of funny. Sorry if I try to entertain, but that's the good thing I get out of this. So today, let us do that. Let us go through all the keys, that only the ones that pertain to AP statistics, not the other ones. And I thought what might be nice is to just kind of go along the top and start and work down. The number ones I think you can figure out, all right? But the upper left right there is the stat plot key. And you remember the stat plot key was at the beginning of the year. All of the basic graphs that we did, we could look at it. So I will hit second, stat plot, and make sure that one of your plots is turned on if you're just doing one plot. And if you look across, you have a scatter plot. These are the things that you would be using. Scatter plot and a histogram and two box plots, one with outliers and one with not. That does not have outliers. Okay? So these would be for those basic graphs that you're one variable statistics. And I don't want to take a lot of time because we got a lot of keys and I don't want to bore you. This all should be very exciting. But that's the first key I want to look at. Second key over, window, all that does is outline what you see on the graph or when you hit the graph, all right? The window. So, don't know if I have a whole lot more to say about that other than if we are trying, well, I don't want to jump ahead. So, and then the next one is zoom. Now remember, the middle one on the top row, remember the most important zoom was zoom 9, which is zoom stat, which captures the data and looks for it and graphs, makes it into a graph. We did that a lot at the beginning too, zoom 9. And then trace. Trace is a really interesting key that we didn't use a whole lot, but if you want the specifics of a graph, say you had a box plot or something, if you hit trace, it would go to all the important points. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. And then graph is the pretty obvious one. If you want to see something, like for instance here, graph, I have some stuff in my y equals, so I'll take it out, then I'll just hit graph, and you get your basic graph. I'm not sure if you can see that, if it's dark enough, but okay, that's the top row, and a pretty important row for statistics. Then the next row is the second key, which doesn't really pertain to us. Then mode. I'm not going to say a lot about mode. Delete. If you wanted to delete an entry, you would do that if it was in one of the lists. Then you've got the cursor there. Alpha is the green, the blue. If you want whatever's in the blue over the top, you use alpha. And then over the xt theta n, we use, the only time I think we really use that is when we put the equation for the regression line into y equals. And then I would use that. Now, here, let's stop. The probably most important key, I would say so, is the stat key for us. So hit stat, and then in stat, under edit, you hit enter, and you get all the lists. And we did saying when you want to do anything, you put it into the list. Then hit stat again, and it says sort A, sort ascending, sort descending. If you have a list of numbers that you want to put in order really quickly, put them in one of the lists and then hit sort A or sort D. Now the next one, clear list, that's self-explanatory, but number 5, set up editor. This could be a really important one when you took your exam and you're really nervous. Set up editor puts all the lists back into L1, L2, L3, L4. If somehow you've messed them up or for some reason they've become messed up, that's what setup editor does. Okay, now go over to calculate and you get some of our big time stuff. One variable statistics, remember that's how you find the mean, the median, the quartiles, the standard deviation, and all that. And then that you have the different regressions. You obviously have 2 variable statistics too. But remember, we basically did linear regression. We didn't do any other, but you could. If you're good at it, you could. But these are where all the different regressions are. Now, this is the one we're just starting to scratch the surface. And for the last month of the school, of our school time, we will be cramming in is the tests. Over to tests, stat tests. And I think we use about 8 of these. And I'm not going to, because I don't want this video to go on forever, I'm not going to go into a lot of them other than to say we're going to use, I think, 8 of them that we use. And they're very, very helpful. On this inferential statistics part, this is what's going to really make or break you, is if you know which test to get, plug in the data, boo, you get the results, and then you make decisions based on your results. So that's a big one, stat key. Now, math, if you go down to the next row, the math key, well, it does a lot of math operations that I'm not going to get into, but I will say under probability, you have that NCR. Remember, if we're finding combinations for something, NCR, if you have a total number and you're picking a certain number at a time, it would be number 3, NCR. And I guess the only other one I've used throughout the year is random integer if I wanted to randomly select a number. So I'll leave it with that on the math key. Now, then apps, I'm skipping, program skipping. Next one, variable key. We didn't use that a whole lot, but above it, let's look above it, the distribution key. Type that in, distribution key, very important. Now, we didn't use normal PDF. I wouldn't worry a whole lot about that, but a normal CDF, get it. This is it. If you type in 2Z scores, it gives you a percentage under the curve or a probability, 2Z scores. And remember, we always put in -99 to start the distribution, +99 to end the distribution. And then inverse norm is you put in a percentile from 0 to 100%. Well, you can't put 100%, so 0 on 99.999, and it gives you a z-score. So it's the inverse process, okay? Then you will see inverse t will be coming up, where t distribution is coming up. Remember, we've done z, the normal z, all year, but we've got to transition to t pretty quick. And I guess the only other thing I would say about this one is the t is coming up. Oh, no. More than the t distribution. I almost forgot. We have binomial PDF and binomial CDF. Remember, binomial PDF is it's just the one outcome, and binomial CDF is a cumulative outcome. And remember, the variables that are important with binomial is n, which is the total number of trials, x, which is the number of successes, and p, which is the stable success rate. Then the same is true of geometric. If you go down to geometric, that's under E and F. All right, that's the distribution key. That's a very important one. Clear, I think you could figure that one out. Now that, I didn't want this to go a really long time, and I'm looking down. Let's keep looking. Matrix, we didn't do a lot with matrix, sine, cosine. All the trig functions aren't really in statistics too much. I think that did it. I think I did it. I didn't know the end would be coming so quickly, but that's good. There you go. There's a little, I think that would help, that little bit of information. We're only up to 12 minutes here. If you looked that over a few times before you took the test, or just to give you a little background on what we've done this year and the calculator. Okay, well, I tell you what, I'll see you on Tuesday, and we're in the home stretch now, so I hope you want to work, because I do. And I'm going to do more of these videos. I'm going to have a separate category. I'm making it right after I do this video. I'm calling it Review for Exam. Okay, so we will do different questions. I'm going to look at old questions from the last few years and go over them a little. Just myself will do stuff in class too, but the big reason I'm doing this is for those of you who are more motivated to do things outside of class. I don't give a whole lot of homework. This has been a weird year, so I haven't, not that I would anyway, but this gives you that are really gung-ho more resources to get from the class. That's what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping it will be helpful. So we'll see you on Tuesday.